All right, so this is something that once you set up two of these problems, you'll think this is easy as pie, Mr. Plant. This is easy as pie. So a rational exponent, it's like a fraction, right? So it's like 64 to the 2/3 power. So here's how you're going to rewrite that. The denominator, here I'll just write the 64 first. The denominator becomes the root that you are looking for. So the denominator was a 3, so we'd be looking for the cube root of 64. And then the numerator, which is the 2 in this case, becomes the exponent afterwards. So the cube root of 64 would be 4, and then 4 to the second power would be 16. Whoa. Whoa. So let's try that out. Write the expression negative 125 to the 2/3 power in radical form and simplify. So you can see two different methods of doing this. Method 1 is what I will do almost every time. Method 2 still works, but to me, it just uses too big of numbers and it's kind of a pain. So method 1, you kick the denominator, the 3, in the root, which is the same thing on both of them. Now the only difference is the bell ringing. The numerator, you can cube root the negative 125 first and then square it, or you can square the negative 125 first and then cube root it. But again, that just gives you gigantic numbers. So let's see, 125 squared is this number. So let's see, cube root of 15,625. And then you can do the cube root, let's see, cube root of that, which would give you 25. Great, that works. What I'd prefer is you take the cube root first. The cube root of negative 125 would be negative 5, and then square. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. You get the same answer either way, but how much easier is it to do work with negative 5 than my third favorite number, 15,625? You know what I mean? So, let's see. Let's find the hardest ones we can down here. Let's just go over all three of these together just because I love you guys and I care about you. 64 to the 1/3 power. So remember, the 3 becomes the root we're looking for. So we're looking for the cube root of 64 to the first power. I know, we don't even need to write the 1. For this one, the 2, it becomes the root we're looking for. Now that just looks weird because we're not used to writing the 2 there, and you really don't need to. I'm just writing it there for this first example. We're looking for the square root on that. 625 to the 3/4, so we're looking for the 4th root of 625, and then we'll go to the 3rd power with that. Cube root of 64 is 4. So we have 4 to the first power, which is just 4. For number 2, the square root of 4 could be 2. It can also be negative 2. So we're going to have to do both, I guess. How fun is that? 2 to the 5th power. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So we'll have 32. Or if you did it with negative numbers, it would be negative 32. 4th root of 625, let's see, 4th root, oh, that's just 5. So it could be 5, or it can also be negative 5. 5 to the 3rd is 125. Negative 5 to the 3rd is negative 125. All done. Video's about to run out of time anyway. Yes!